very first episode of Shorthand Animated Comedy, comedian and improviser True Walters joins us.
People were openly crying. I've never experienced anything like this before. Because, I mean, even in my first job when layoffs started happening, I was like, I don't care that much. It's like, it's a large corporation. Like, they'll, like, whatever. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do. And this wasn't going to be the rest of my life. But, like, in this meeting, people were breaking down crying.
Hey there, if you're listening or watching this, you are watching the inaugural episode of Shorthand Animated Comedy. Thanks so much for checking it out. My name's Mike Sandoval, I'm your host. I'm a comedian living in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a huge fan of improvisation and an improviser myself. I've always loved animation as a child, and 31 years later as an adult, that love has not gone away. I've decided to combine the two passions in my life, improvisation and animation, and give it a shot with a creative project. So I reached out to a couple of improvisers and comedians in the Chicagoland area and was kind enough to interview about half a dozen people so far in the month of August. Now, no doubt, if you haven't recorded with me or I haven't talked to you directly, you're probably not sure what shorthand is. Well, you'll experience it soon. But a quick breakdown is it's just a fun interview with a Chicago-based comedian. Then afterwards, we draw some inspiration from the interview, and then we do some improv. We take the best one, and then yours truly animates it into hopefully something you enjoy here today. Kind enough to join us for the very first episode is True Walters. True and I met at I.O. in level 2 of their improv program. We got to know one another playing together on the independent team Commitment Issues for about a year and a half. True performs all over Chicago. He plays with the team Good People, and he recently made the pool at I.O., so a big congrats to True. I'm both a friend and a fan of True Walters, and if you do improv comedy in Chicago, there's a pretty good chance you know True, and chances are you're probably a friend and a fan of his as well. True has a sketch comedy review coming up at Second City that runs every Thursday from August 23rd through September 6th. It's at 8:30. It's in Judy's Beat Lounge. It's called The Underdogs. Tickets are only $10, and if you're a student, it's only $8. And if you're a training center student at Second City, tickets are only $5. It's not for long that you'll be able to see True and Good People for just $10. So head to Second City and search Underdog. It's Thursdays at 8:30. Now, we'll jump right into True and I talking about a startup he joined that he wanted to join because he admired the VP of sales. Things went sideways.
I joined the startup, and I wanted to work for the specific man who was the VP of sales. Was just so smart. I want to help people get better at whatever they specifically want to be doing. If that's not this job, then great. If this job is a tool or a mechanism to do that thing, then great. Work for what you want to work for.
Sure. So you sought out this guy?
I had just happened to meet him, and I was like, I should work here. And then 3 months in, he was let go, and he was the VP of sales. The sales director was let go, and we're like 20% to our number for the year, which is awful.
Does your fiscal end in December?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's
so
miserably bad.
It's awful. And they brought in this new guy, and he was like, well, you guys should probably increase what you're doing every day by 250%. So if you're calling and emailing 50 people a day, you should be doing that 250 times a day. It doesn't matter about how much work you're doing. It's all about results. So if that means you have to stay here till 10 every night, 8 to 10 p.m. doesn't sound like that bad of a gig.
Wow.
And this was in a team meeting, and it was only me and one other guy are like 25. He's 27. Everyone else is their first job out of school, and they are distraught.
So you could feel the morale actually hit the floor.
People were openly crying. I've never experienced anything like this before. Because, I mean, even in my first job when layoffs started happening, I was like, I don't care that much. It's like, it's a large corporation. Like, they'll, like, whatever. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do.
Whoa.
This wasn't going to be the rest of my life. But, like, in this meeting, people were breaking down crying.
Do they have security? I feel like they have security in these types of places when people make that type of news in case someone like goes AWOL, which is not funny, but
It's like that's a real
true.
thing.
People like really worry about that.
I have done
nowadays,
that.
yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, well, everyone's crying. Me and this one guy are like, okay, well, we're definitely not gonna ever work past 5. So like,
Yeah, no.
bye.
Companies preach work-life balance too, and it's like, especially startups, they'll be like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah, we know we're nimble and there's long hours, but like we party as hard as we play." And it's like most times you don't, because you just got
Nope.
funding, you got your Series A for $100 million, and you got goals to hit.
And so
Yeah.
that's why I dug a little deeper. This place on their Series C. So they are tight. They owe a
They're
lot of
really
people
tight.
a lot of money,
Whoops.
and so and everything they're doing is trying to make the numbers look good. So it's bad. It's bad.
Nice.
But they do offer unlimited time off. So I'm gonna take 2 days off immediately.
As you should.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Hey, your name is Jim, right?
They call me Jimmy.
Nice to meet you. I am Luke, and this is my first day. I was hired right out of college.
Luke, what is your alma mater?
I am proudly from Ohio Presbyterian University.
Wow. Fun fact about me, I went to Wheaton College.
Wheaton.
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 It's fun to say as it is to graduate from.
So have you found a home church here?
I'm not actually Presbyterian.
Wow.
Are you a devout practicing?
Oh, yes, I
Presbyterian?
am a son of a preacher man.
Oh wow, good for you. Yeah, I noticed your desk is just decked out in crosses and crucifixes.
You know, I had my whole desk covered in sand.
In sand.
Yeah, because when there was only one set of footprints, he was carrying me. And you. He's carrying us all. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's the first day.
Yeah.
Did you pack a lunch? You bring a lunch?
Well, I'd love to treat you. You want to go out?
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe a little Noodles and Company, maybe a little Red Lobster if we were feeling real naughty.